want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Here we are with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball. Looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds, two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTA-TDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it. Athletes to do it.
I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THT-HTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP, they look to push.
WSIDTKH-FTC. We send it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Nothing goes together like the Pacers and Indiana as we get ready for an interconference contest here in Indianapolis. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at the Nuggets. They're facing a lot of challenges, fellas, in this upcoming part of the schedule. They're faced with a lot of tough battles away from home.
And when I look at Denver, they've started the season on a high note. We thought it may take a while for them to kind of find their groove, but it doesn't look like they're going anywhere here or any concerns about growing pains.
Well, if they're going anywhere, it's going to be up. They've been playing like a very mature, focused team here in the early part of the season. Not at all like the team that so many people thought would be hanging around the bottom of the standings at this point.
Now a chance. Curtis.
Oh, man. Yeah, Oladipo has had some highlight dunks in his career. There's another one.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a win against the Magic.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, good collective team unity. Everyone pitching in, so trying to win for one another. That's a good thing.
Young outside. kept alive by Indiana. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Indiana shooting their first free throw of the game.
One shot, gentlemen.
Collison no good on the free throw. And Brent, with the grind of the season really upon us, we're about halfway through. Is this the point where the bench helps a team be better, be a bigger factor in going forward from this point?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Kevin. It's a great point that the depth of your team at this point in the year is something where coaches who feel confident about being a contending team, that they know they can rely on these guys to come in and bring the juice every night competitively.
Now here's Fareed. 20 points for him last game against Orlando.
The other part of his game was the outstanding D. Shot blocking is a huge momentum shifter, and his 2 blocks really turned the game in their team's favor.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Murray. He's covered by Collison. Doubled by Collison. Chandler against Bogdanovich. It's taken away by Collison. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Finished off the break. Collison's got 6.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And really the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
Here's Harris. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Magic in Orlando. And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, and the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter.
Oh! You saw that. Oladipo pounced on the steal. Quick instincts on the defensive end.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Murray kicks to Plumlee. Inside, Fareed, and the dunk by Fareed.
And that's an important basket there. The game was in danger of getting away from him here early if they let that run go on much longer.
Here's Turner. And that one, good. He's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Screen by Fareed. And Young comes over to help. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he's good on the 3-ball. Harris has got his first 3 points of the game.
Gary Harris looking comfortable right there from the 3-point line. That's becoming a high percentage shot for him.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Fareed, a screen on Collison. Doubled by Collison. Back to Murray. Fareed setting the pick for Murray. Over in the corner, Chandler. Another 3 for Denver.
And the precise passing of Murray, really moving the ball well around the floor.
Young pass to Bogdanovich, and it's good, 2 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Murray dishes to Fareed, and Young comes over to help. And here's Chandler from the arc. The rebound by Turner. Oladipo goes in. Some solid defense from Harris. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. That's tipped. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Young. He's been a factor for them over the last month, averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Here's Plumlee. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I caught up with Coach Mike Malone. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. But he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations and shoot the jumper with confidence. They feel that's the key, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, the challenge of facing this tough defensive squad is right at the front of their minds.
As it should be, because if they're not prepared for every look and matchup that D is going to throw at them, it'll be a long day.
I think he has them prepared, and now it's just a question of whether they can match the energy and intensity that this team always brings onto the floor.
They grabbed their own miss. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Denver calls timeout. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
My brother's on the lead too.
And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Nuggets.
And you see the lack of scoring in the paint. It's one thing when you're dealing with great shot blocking inside, but even then you need to collapse the defense just to create open looks on the perimeter.
Doubled by Collison, stolen by Collison, and now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
The Nuggets trail by 18. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team. And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Murray with it, picked up by Collison. Pass to Chandler. And Fareed kicks to Harris. Screen by Fareed. Harris passes to Fareed. And it's sent back by Turner. And he gets it back. Fareed, no good.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Teardrop shot. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Denver.
Oladipo, a guy who can live at the line with his power and explosiveness around the glass.
And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set. There's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
That free throw good from Oladipo.
2013, Victor Oladipo heard his name second in that draft. One of the best shooting guards in the league and getting better.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Denver. Good on both.
And when you watch Oladipo, you just like his explosiveness. Every moment he can come out there, he's got some room to get to it. He could take off on you and make something extremely exciting and athletic happen. He streamlined his game a little bit, so when he's not playing in a hesitant mode, he becomes that much more impactful.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Young. Oladipo against Harris. Shoots the three. That shot off. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Brent Oladipo as you...
Oh! Yikes! Look out below! About that finish.
Oof. You got to get in front of Oladipo or else you're going to see things like that. We don't mind.
The Nuggets trail by 21. And here's Harris from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Harris has got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Denver.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success. And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Oladipo. Lyles checked in for the Nuggets. Will Barton comes in for Gary Harris. The dish to Murray. Lets it go from 11. It's good. Murray's got 5 points so far.
And that's where Murray's speed shines through. He gives the D no time to react off that pass.
That one drops for him.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Martin with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against Orlando.
It felt like in that game, too, he was a man on a mission defensively. Finishing up with 4 steals is an impressive feat. And you can tell, takes pride in that part of the game.
4 on the shot clock. And here's Chandler from the arc. Pacers with the rebound. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Bogdanovich dishes to Joseph. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nice D from Chandler. The kick out to Barton. It's good from long range.
Will Barton catches the ball. A great job of squaring up, and the defense better be aware of him there.
Bogdanovich against Chandler. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Poked away. Barton kicks to Hernangomez. The shot by Chandler wide open. And again, Denver with the triple.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Count it.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Barton kicks to Hernangomez. Doubled by Bogdanovich. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Obviously some terrific on-ball defenders out there, but Brent, in your estimation, who are some of the best help defenders in the NBA now?
A couple guys come to mind, Kevin. When you say help and they're actually there, Jay Crowder does a good job of recognizing, when the strong side gets broken down and he can come over and help. Certainly, Draymond Green does a great job of guarding just about anything for the Golden State Warriors. And then maybe you think about some big guys in the league. Timofey Mozgov in the right position most of the time. Hassan Whiteside for Miami. So they come in all shapes and sizes, Kev. The biggest thing they contribute is their communication skills on the backside.
Leaf checked in for the Pacers. Lance Stevenson comes in for Darren Collison. Denver also making some changes. Jefferson comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Jamal Murray. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Pacers leading by 15. Stevenson drives in. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Barton, wide open, he fires. Drills it from outside. Barton's got his second bucket tonight.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Offensive rebound. Count it. And the Pacers lead by 16.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
1:37 left in the first quarter of the game. Dishes to Mudiay. Outside Jefferson. Ready by Bogdanovich.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And that one, good.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Rob. Sabonis kicks to Stevenson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Will Barton. The Pacers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
Two shots.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. The Nuggets trail by 19. In the corner, it's Jefferson. From outside the arc, knocks down the 3 ball. Jefferson's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Joseph, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
It's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
Hernan Gomez passes to Barton. In the corner, it's Jefferson. Jefferson drawn the double team. Stolen by Joseph. And now running up the court, Stevenson pushing it up. He goes up again, and Joseph lays it in. Joseph's got his second bucket.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
They double him with Stevenson. He tries for 3. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 6 points for Joseph.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or 2 in the defense.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
I mean, they're winning the turnover battle, and oftentimes that can swing things your way.
Well, they're taking care of the ball. They're attacking on defense, and this has them out to a big lead after one.
Denver with the ball. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit, and that will be the fifth game of this six-game road trip. Leaf is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Corey Joseph. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. That's the Pacers 5. Barton from outside. Good on the triple. Barton's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Nuggets.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Sabonis with the bucket. And here's Moutier. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Orlando.
And Sabonis is a very skilled young big man. He stepped right into the starting role last year with the Thunder and consistently was getting about 20 minutes trying to figure out where it is that he could be effective. The one thing about Sabonis that I think is going to help him is more touches around the paint. Last year, a lot of room to grow as a perimeter player. We'll see if he can put it together this year.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Moutier spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. And for those of you wondering why Sabonis' name sounds familiar, well, he is the son of the legendary Lithuanian player Arvydas Sabonis.
Well, if you watch the two of those guys side by side, the one thing that stands out between the Sabonis big men is the fact that they are very, very skilled. They have great vision and a great sense of the game, almost playing like guards at times from the post-up area.
Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Indiana. And Denver with a change here, too. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Trey Lyles. 5 to shoot. Here's Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
As much as you have to admire his burst and force, I think Plumlee's aggressiveness on that play, the impressive part.
Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got 14 points.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by, kicks it to Moutier. Stevenson against Jefferson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Barton, no luck.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
Hey, Brent, what's more important, offense or defense? Some guys are great at both.
Well, offense is sometimes what you get paid for, Kevin, but defense is where you need a buy-in. And so to me, it's always the defense and the way that you construct that camaraderie on that end of the floor, that communication on that end of the floor that's going to make the difference in your season.
Don't you love two-way players, though, guys that play hard at both ends? It's hard to do, but the guys that do it well really stand out.
Well, it's not football, Kevin. There's two sides that you have to play in basketball, and certainly the more equipped that you are to play both, the more playing time you're going to see for a coach.
The first free throw is good. Young's checked in for the Pacers. And a switcher also for Denver. Harris is checked in. Oladipo hits them both.
And really, as recently as 2014, the Pacers were a team with that old-school front court. Some tall timber inside, and they played that slow, methodical pace. They have revamped the roster looking to space the floor and really fire it up on offense.
They get it back. Joseph Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Denver calls timeout.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
And the Nuggets over the past few seasons have done a great job as an organization of collecting talent.
And with that steady approach, they've been able to develop a star with Jokic. The Nuggets took a very disciplined approach to building this team, and you can see the depth they enjoy, and it all starts with the job this front office has done. Look at some numbers for Plumlee. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 6 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Scooped up. Here's Moutier. Buries it down low.
Sweet jumper there from Moutier, catching the D by surprise by taking that shot as soon as he got the pass.
And they pick up 2. 10 points for Joseph.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Ball's knocked loose. Arthur dishes to Harris. Back to Arthur. From downtown, Harris missing again. For Indiana, they've gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. And he makes that one.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
For Denver, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Fires from deep. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 4 assists now tonight.
That's exactly what you want Moutier doing. Seeing the open man and firing that pass over to him for the clean look.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
Looking at the numbers here for Oladipo, his last 10 games have been exceptional. 1st in steals, 8th in scoring, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And as you said, number 1 in steals this season. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming after you. The Pacers making a change here. Turner's checked in, and Denver also making a switch. Fareed is checked in. Oladipo with the double team. Moutier kicks to Plumlee. Fareed, no good.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
It's hauled in by Harris.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
Feeds it to Arthur. They set the pick. Passes it to Plumlee. And that one drops for him. Plumlee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Though he's not the biggest scoring threat, Plumlee does have the size and athleticism to cause defenders some problems down there.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
Denver's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Out to the right wing. Arthur kicks to Moutier. Back to Arthur. 4 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark. Pacer shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. The 3 from Joseph. They get it back. And the basket by Stevenson. Stevenson's got 5 now.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Arthur. That 3 off the mark. Here's Oladipo, and the shot is good. Oladipo's got 22 points.
Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
And here's Harris from the arc. Fareed. It's good on the putback.
And that's just really a stellar job by Fareed to come away with the rebound, tirelessly working for the offensive board.
And Young slams it home.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
Now here's Moutier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Now Plumlee from 12 feet out with the tip.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
A bit of a numbers game. More boards, obviously, meaning more possession. And that's been reflected tonight in the score.
2 shots. Foul. 2.
The Pacers have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Brett, you were known for your leaping ability. You won a dunk contest. We all remember it very vividly. During the pre-draft process, did they measure your max vertical?
They did, Kevin. At the Chicago pre-draft camp, you run through a series of tests there. Your conditioning, how your CO2 gets kicked out. They put this mask on you and check your stamina. There's a bunch of doctors in there poking and prodding. I won't go into detail about that.
Thank you.
But they did measure the max vertical during that Chicago pre-draft, and it was about 39-inch vertical leap, so not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Chandler, the pass to Fareed. He kicks to Murray. Good on the 3-point shot. Murray's got 8 points.
And some deep range shown there by Murray. When the D leaves him alone from there, it's pretty much going in. Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
The Nuggets shooting the ball at 42%. He feeds it to Arthur. Another 3 for Denver.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now the Pacers with it. And there's the pass to Collison. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
And Indiana making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Denver. Here's Collison. Rebound by the Nuggets. Fareed's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Chandler down low. Defended by Young. Chandler, no good. Stevenson drives in. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's on Gary Harris. Pacers have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Hey, Brent, analytics more and more playing a part in the NBA, almost to the point where people now feel guilty taking mid-range jump shots because they know the higher percentage that exists. How far is too far in using these numbers?
Well, I think people mention it too much, Kevin, but they don't understand it enough. There's no doubt that analytics plays a huge part in what our game is today. Every team throughout the 30 in the league have several guys employed to look deep into these numbers. But the fact of the matter is, still the best shot in basketball is the dunk or the layup. Teams are still trying to get into the paint and get it done. And the three-point evolution is not going anywhere. So it's about understanding it. Right now we're at a good point. About 33% of shots taken right now are three-point shots. I think we're going to see it get close to 40. Wow. That's about the tipping point.
Wow, 40%. Got that bucket in no time at all. Harris has got 8 points in the quarter.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results. And I like the commitment from Bogdanović. Even when he gets knocked around, he stays focused on the rim.
So it's Denver now. Here's Murray. 8 points for him. And here's Chandler from the arc. A second chance effort. Harris misses.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Bogdanović, no luck.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there. And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
A nice shot by Collison.
Oh, and he likes the mid-range, Jay. You have to get right up on him if you want to stop it.
Murray with it. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Oh, and here comes Young all alone. And Young slams it home.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Doubled by Collison. Here's Fareed. And it's sent back by Turner. Here's Collison. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Indiana.
And what a big-time game we've seen from him. He's been the one looking to create and get a shot each trip down the floor. Every time a shot falls, his confidence just grows and grows. Just an all-around tremendous offensive showing.
Lays it up and banks it in. Collison's got 4 points this quarter.
I love Bogdanović's ability to put the team first. When he sees one of his guys open, he's a willing ball mover.
Barton against Collison. And so the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last.
Looking now at the numbers for Will Barton. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. He's around 18 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Bogdanović. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the Denver Nuggets get called for the foul. And you see Bogdanović, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No. If anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
Free throw good, Bogdanović.
And Bogdanović is a confident, efficient player, a guy who can play either the 2 or 3 spots on the floor.
He hits both from the stripe. And here are the Nuggets now. 1:31 left to play in the first half. To stop the drought, Murray, no good.
Yeah, it just seems whatever they do, nothing's working right now to stop the bleeding.
I still think there's a chance you string a couple of big plays together and the tide can turn very quickly.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
They set the pick. Doubled by Collison. Chandler outside. And there's the feed to Barton. Off the pick. No good off the back of the rim. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Stevenson leading the charge.
Yeah, easy call.
The Pacers have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Miles Turner. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And so he hits both. Denver shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Pass to Murray, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Leaf checked in for Miles Turner. .40 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Leaf. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
It's Barton on the wing. Tipped away. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barton.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
And for the Pacers, they're shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Sabonis with the bucket.
You can tell right now the teammates are scanning the floor to find him and feed him. Why not? He's on it right now.
That's tipped. He dishes it to Stevenson. Shoots over Barton. Here's Sabonis. Nails the baby hook. Sabonis has got 10 points in the quarter.
Well, Sabonis can play there on the block. That's where he did a lot of damage in college, so him working inside, that's a good sign.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Mike Malone. Things got away from you guys in the first half. What happened out there?
Transition baskets, offensive rebounds, 2 of the areas that we knew coming into this game that we had to control. There's no sense of urgency right now. We're just shooting the ball. We're waiting to get back, and they're getting easy runouts.
A lot to clean up, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. Victor Oladipo putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 22 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Victor Oladipo really making a difference here.
I tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
Yeah, I can't believe how many times he was able to get into the lane and then use his athleticism to give us a show.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Murray and Harris in the backcourt. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. And it's Plumlee in at the center. Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
And this is one of those games, Oladipo, when he gets it going, he can be a handful.
The Nuggets now on offense. Murray kicks to Fareed. And here's Harris from the arc. Nailed from three-point land. Harris has got 17.
You just can't allow good looks like that from beyond the arc. That's just inviting all kinds of trouble.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Second, the Pacers.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
Knocked away. Turner against Plumlee. And so the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Celtics. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And of course Indiana, 6.5 games behind them.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hoped they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Murray dishes to Plumlee. Doubled by Collison. Wide open look here for Murray. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. 10 points for him.
And you can't afford to give Murray any room to fire. Just a great scorer who continues to get better.
A nice shot by Collison.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity. Here's Turner, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
Knocked loose. One-on-one fast break. Bogdanovich wide open. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
Doubled by Collison. Chandler outside. Back to Murray. Shoots the 3. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing.
Fareed, a screen on Turner. Murray for 3. The Pacers pull it in. Young's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Oladipo, and again it's Indiana.
That's nice focus from Oladipo, not letting the D get to him, and he sunk a jumper with a guy in his face.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Murray, the pass to Plumlee. Back to Murray. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Chandler, no good. Now the Pacers with it. They're on a 14-5 run here. Offensive rebound. Shots good from Young.
They are just killing them on the interior.
For Denver, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. To the middle, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Nuggets shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
And what a luxury if Murray can play both guard positions, a perfect blend of shrewd passing and some fearless shooting.
Corey Joseph's checked in for the Pacers. The Nuggets also changing it up. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Plumlee. Jefferson comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Gary Harris. Fareed, a screen on Joseph. Here's Murray. The shot missing. So the Pacers will take it the other way.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Victor shows a little bit of touch there from the mid-range, a knockdown shooter from that spot on the floor.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Oladipo. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Here's Young. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Yeah, second chance points again. A huge problem for this team. And Thaddeus Young he's got a unique offensive skill set. I mean, he really is able to score over bigger players with just an array of little hooks and floaters and off-balance shots in the lane.
We'll love the burst of speed turbo button there from Oladipo. He can blow right past you.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Pass to Murray to stop the run. And that one is off. And Indiana will go the other way with it.
Look, if they want any shot at winning this game, he has to be better out there. Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
And Greg, at about 6'8", what is it that enables Young to finish so well inside?
I think it's more finesse than power. Not a lot of free throws for him, but he can get his shot off quickly before the shot blockers have time to gather.
Shooting one.
That's good from Oladipo. Denver's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Mudiay kicks to Arthur. The basket good off the assist from Mudiay. Moutier's got 5 assists tonight.
Nice ball movement to find Terrell Arthur, rising up and releasing. Gets that to go.
Offensive rebound. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And that's now 30 points for Miles Turner.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now here's Murray. Guarded closely. That's tipped. And Fareed picks to Mudiay. Over Joseph. Mudiay, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Nailed from three-point land.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Over in the corner, Arthur from deep. And Oladipo pulls it down. Oladipo's got his 3rd rebound tonight. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Oladipo's got 35.
This guy is just shredding the defense right now. He's hitting any shots he's putting up.
Arthur kicks to Jefferson. From the arc. Murray, no good. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Fires for three. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Here's Young. A second chance effort. The shot by Turner, no good. The Nuggets shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Here's Moutier, and that one goes long. And Indiana shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break.
So good at picking his spots. He always knows exactly what the team needs from him offensively. That's why they hold the lead.
And here is Murray. He's got 13. Now here's Moutier. Joseph dishes to Turner. And it's Turner finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Bogdanovich against Jefferson. Bogdanovich, no luck. And for the Nuggets, they're shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Moutier passes to Fareed. There's a screen. Jefferson kicks to Fareed. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Fareed's got 8.
Well, there's a display of the dirty work by Fareed. That is not an easy shot given the defense, but still, he makes it look easy.
Now here's Murray, guarded by Oladipo. The offensive rebound, and there it is for him. Arthur's got 5 points now this quarter.
Tip of the cap there to Darrell Arthur on the offensive glass. Got to control it, but easily lays it back in.
Snatched up, Turner. And a missed layup.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
His rebound total now in the double digits. Been an animal all night long.
Turner with the steal. Now here's Oladipo. He's guarded closely. And now the Nuggets, fast break from about 19 feet. Arthur, no good. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
That ability to attack off the bounce, one of the real strengths of Oladipo's game.
The Nuggets shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. There's the pick. There's the double team with Joseph. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Murray.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
And Indiana shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Here's Young. Rebounded by Fareed. Fareed's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Jefferson dishes to Murray. Kicks it to Moutier. He tries for 3. Connects from three-point range. Moutier's got 5.
And Moutier was given all sorts of room there, and he sinks that 3 like it was nothing.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
A great feed, and that assist gives him a triple-double. You gotta love that kind of player, able to get it done in just about every facet.
Moutier passes to Arthur. Here's Jefferson. Got it. Good job in the low post. 5 points in the game.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Young, 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
And that's what we mean by combo guard skills right there. Kept his head up and found the open man.
Oladipo with the double team. Outside Jefferson for 3, Murray. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Oladipo's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Joseph kicks to Young. And Young slams it home.
My goodness. goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. The Nugget shooting struggles apparent, 37% from the field. The dish now to Arthur. Feeds to Fareed. From 10 feet out, the Pacers pull it in. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Oladipo. Rebounded by Fareed. Fareed's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after him. They get a hand on it. Young outside. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Young's got 12 now in this quarter. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Pacers running away with it. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And so here is Indiana. And Stevenson is out there with Leaf. Then there's Damian Wilkins. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Young in at the point guard position. That's the Pacers 5. Barton kicks to Beasley. Denver passing it around. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Hey, Brent, with the stakes of players' health being so high, we've seen contract clauses prohibiting many outside activities, but we're talking also about 20-year-old guys who just want to live their lives and enjoy what the success has brought them. What's the balance here?
I think the league tries to do a good job of making sure that players aren't involved in activities that are going to jeopardize what it is that their livelihood brings them, and that is their ability to play on the NBA floor, Kevin. And a lot of those things that you see in the player contract are absolutely things that a player can enjoy after their career is over with.
Took him no time at all on that one. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. To the paint. It's stolen by Jefferson. It's Wilkins with the drive. Goes back up. Shot's good by Leaf.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
Yeah, second chance points are demoralizing, especially after you worked hard to get the stop in the first place.
The wide open look for Plumlee. Lyles. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
Free throws good, Lyles. Brent, it is an era of shorter player contracts, sometimes with opt-outs after 1 or 2 years. Does that breed too much of a win-now mentality among teams?
Oh, so shorter contracts, Kevin, but taller players?
Yeah, exactly. You've got it.
Okay, all right. It's interesting the way that teams want to set themselves up. Obviously, if you have a bona fide star, you want to do what you can to lock him up and have him as part of your organization and the concrete and the foundation for what you do moving forward. But a lot of guys certainly on the move and on loan for seasons where they want to take a shot at the true contenders.
That's tipped. And here they come. Up the floor, here's Wilkins. Good on the shot.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
One shot. One shot.
That free throw good from Wilkins. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Now Beasley. Barton outside. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Jefferson. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 9-1 run right now. And the basket is good. Wilkins has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Beasley outside. And Young comes over to help. Passes it to Leiden. It's Barton on the wing. He's guarded by Stevenson. Stolen by Stevenson. Here's Leaf. Here's Young. And he banks in the layup.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
The Nuggets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Beasley. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Solid fundamentals there from Plumlee, looking to set a rock-hard screen to spring open a teammate.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Brent, when we look at some of the classic rivalries between teams, they don't look as emotionally charged nowadays, at least just by the first appearance. Is there a way to get that back the way it was?
I don't think so, Kevin, just because everything is too accessible for us. It used to be that the distance between those cities seemed to be the exact mileage that the cities were that far apart. Now you can pick up your phone and you feel like if you're in San Francisco, you might as well be in L.A.
Sure.
And so it's really hard to get that dynamic to happen. It's got to happen more organically, which is what we've seen between Golden State and Cleveland appearing in the finals the past couple years. That's really helped the league to see those two teams do battle for the league's greatest prize.
Both good from the line that time.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. The pass to Lyles. Takes it from 10. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. The Pacers have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. The shot's good from Leaf. Leaf's got 8 here in the quarter. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Beasley kicks to Plumlee. Here's Leiden. He's guarded by Stevenson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
To the inside. Here's Jefferson. Plumlee with some nice D. Nuggets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Barton in the corner. Back to Beasley. And the foul on Al Jefferson. That is his first foul of the game. Such an adjustment for young players drafted into the NBA, managing money, being accountable to your teammates, to the many things that tug and pull on you. Brent, can the league do anything more to help them through this sometimes uncomfortable process?
I think the league does a great job, Kevin, of addressing these things, not only the NBA, but certainly the Players Association in terms of educating the players. To me, Kevin, as an ex-player, though, the biggest responsibility falls on the veteran players of that team to take a young player under their wing, to watch what it is that they're doing socially, and to make sure that they set them up for success off the court.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. The shot's good from Leaf.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Three-pointer, Barton bangs home the trifecta.
And that's some nice rotation on the ball there from Barton. Looks totally calm rising up for threes.
And the basket by Stevenson.
Ooh, excellent work getting that close to the basket. Got to be happy getting those type of shots.
Barton outside. Young against Beasley. Barton from outside. Barton missing again. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Wilkins dishes to Stevenson. Tries again. Shot's good by Wilkins. Wilkins has got 11 in the second half.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Indiana shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far. And that one's good by Stevenson.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Beasley kicks to Barton. Here's the screen. Knocks it loose. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes to Plumlee. Here's Young. And it's Wilkins finishing it off.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. A bread for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years. In some cases, it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players, maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Great. Darren Collison, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And then for Denver, Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Leiden. And it's Moutier in for Beasley. And he makes both free throws. Here's Moutier. To the right side. Arthur kicks to Moutier. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Wilkins brings the double team. Martin with it. Picked up by Collison. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barton.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
Jefferson's checked in for Lyles. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Wilkins kicks to Collison. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Barton against Collison. Back to Barton. Over Wilkins. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. The feed to Barton. He kicks it to Moutier. And Young comes over to help. Outside Jefferson. And Jefferson sends it back. It's Wilkins on the wing. Here's Collison. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Knocked away. And so the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last. And Young comes over to help. Here's Arthur. And Jefferson sends it back. Here's Collison. Banked in off the glass. Collison's got 6 points in the quarter. Denver's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Now here's Moutier, defended by Young. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
5 on the clock.
And he really seems to just have lost his touch at halftime.
Barton missing again. Shoots from 12. But they recover it. And for the Nuggets, they're shooting a meager 37% for the game. Now here's Moutier. He's covered by Collison. Doubled by Collison to the left side wing. Right side Jefferson to end the drought. Good on the three-point shot.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, not a bad time to be ripping the nets from distance, piling up some major points here.
Nuggets shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Moutier kicks to Arthur. Here's Barton using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Smart play there from Barton to establish himself on the inside to convert.
Here's Collison. Oh, offensive interference. Brett, if your team won't be competing for a championship, talk about the balance between giving your first-round picks or young players the playing time they need to develop against making them earn their minutes. That's a very fragile movement back and forth.
I agree, Kevin. Such a tight rope to walk because you don't want to upset veterans on your team who still want to go out and compete on a nightly basis. And you also want to make sure that your rookies just aren't opening the door for them to go out and do whatever it is they want to do on the floor because of your team's situation. So I think that's where the communication between the coach and the staff and how it is that the player is developing, you just don't dole out the minutes for that player's progression.
Shots good by Jefferson.
Yeah, the job he does inside, just phenomenal. Jefferson can make defenders look silly when he's in the post. That's how good his moves are.
We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
One shot.
Jefferson kicks to Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Pacers.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
But you know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Miles Turner.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Moutier kicks to Plumlee, and count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, clearly a mistake by the defender. Plumlee's a big guy that you have to wrap up, but if you don't, he can get and ones. And you see Mason Plumlee and what he brings to the table right there. A very well-rounded big man, solid at putting the ball on the floor and creating some space, but perhaps his best attribute, and we saw this in Portland with his teammates Lillard and McCollum, playing on the top of the key and becoming a playmaker, a good passer up there, averaging about 4 assists a ball game.
And last season, Denver making the trade for Plumlee right at the deadline. Many felt they gave up a lot for him, but the team feels he's fit right in.
Having him and Jokic down there gives you an incredibly talented passing tandem of big men, where Plumlee can play along as the lone big man or sometimes complement what it is that Jokic can do. And he has great athletic ability down there, so we'll see how they maneuver him and what kind of minutes he's going to get for this ball club this year. I think the D is just fine with those kind of shot attempts coming from him there, because he's not hitting anything right now.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching!
You're right. Pass to Arthur from past the arc. That shot off, and there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That is his first foul of the game. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're up. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Miles Turner.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Here's Moutier. It's Barton on the wing. Fires for 3. The shot misses. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Victor, you guys have been pushing the tempo, looking to get out and run, and it's working. Has that been a focus of late?
We figured out that we got to play fast and we got to play high tempo no matter what happens, and we got to stay together. So we got to just continue to keep working.
Well, you certainly hit them first tonight, Victor. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.